Hello and welcome back
Podcast.
to the Kessel Rundown podcast. My name is Hunter,
And I'm Ethan.
and I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to say that again. It's been a minute. It's we've all been a little busy, and the news hasn't really been popping off. We're kind of in a dead zone right now, but we had some recent revelations, some more news that I think we need to cover.
Yeah, it's been kind of a dead period. Summer in general, it's kind of a content drought. Besides like Stranger Things, which I'm not really into, there
Hmm.
really hasn't been a lot coming out at all. My wife and I have watched, I don't know, 2 seasons of The Big Bang Theory in the last 3 weeks. It's just that time of year. There's not a whole lot going on. I'm a huge basketball guy. That's kind of they're in the abyss of the off season. Nothing's happening. So time to rewatch some old Rebels arcs and just try and
As
get
you
ready
should.
for Andor and Bad Batch season 2 and whatever else is coming in the fall. So
Yeah, it sounds like you haven't been watching The Boys.
no, I have not been watching The Boys. I
Oh
don't
man.
I don't even know. Is that on HBO Max?
It's on Amazon Prime. It's so good.
Ah,
It's so good. It's amazing.
yeah.
You know,
I,
if
I
this
think
if
I
this
think
wasn't a Star Wars
Marvel has
podcast,
ruined superheroes for me. Yeah, it is. This
yeah,
is a Star Wars podcast. Good.
yeah. I mean,
Nice.
yeah. If this was a Star Wars podcast, I no, gosh, you threw me off my train of thought. If this wasn't a Star Wars podcast, I would make a solo boys podcast because that show is so good, deconstructing the Marvel superhero into like realistic, just like deadbeat, like what they would be in real life. If you haven't seen The Boys, I highly recommend it. But that's enough talk of The Boys. Let's just jump into some news.
Like a panther. Yes?
Starting off on a sad note, I like to break the bad news first and then get into better news. Just recently, like an hour ago, it was revealed that the new Knights of the Old Republic remake has been delayed indefinitely. Some more news about this. Asper is the game studio or the studio that is helping make this remake. They showed a demo to Lucasfilm on June 30th. In the following week, 2 directors were fired. So I guess the demo didn't go well.
Did not go well, did it?
No, so with 2 directors kind of gone, the team was told to put the game on hiatus indefinitely to work on other projects. So it wasn't really that far into production, anyways, if they were going to stop it like that. So it's right now, the news is saying, look for it around 2025, 2026. It's the same date as the Star Wars Eclipse game. They're thinking 2027, 2028 for that game. Honestly, just play Knights of the Republic right now. It's a little dicey. It's an older game, but you can install some mods on it and it's really good. If you're waiting for this remake to play it, I don't think you should. I think just play the regular game. It's awesome. It has a really cool story. And if you like fighting with a lightsaber, it's the game for you.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
I'll let you I'll let you handle the video game stuff because you know me, I'm not exactly proficient at. I think I gave up on them at a young age because I tried to play Star Wars Force Unleashed and I sucked at it, and
Hmm.
I just kind of put it away. And I play baseball video games every once in a while, but I don't have a console, so yeah.
Well, I'll get you a PS5 as
Sorry
soon as I
if I
get
seem
one.
distracted. I'm scrolling trying to find new Andor news, and
Oh yeah,
Disney's
good
just
luck
not
with
doing a
that.
very good job of
You
not
know,
doing a very good
em-
job promoting their product, are they?
No, Empire magazine released a still today from the episode of Andor, and it's just him at a bar
Yeah,
there.
it's like a
There's really
whole new
nothing there.
look. And it's like, well, this is every Star Wars
This looks like
story.
Star Wars.
Somebody at a bar.
Well, speaking of video games, we'll go on to Star Wars Jedi Survivor. It's been revealed that there is a possible release window of March 2023, according to the Twitter account PlayStation Size. They monitor the back end of PlayStation Network and PlayStation stores to kind of data mine and see when certain titles are going to be released or when sales are going to happen. So they kind of said that, hey, PlayStation has this game marked for March 2023. I mean, they've been right in the past, so there's no really reason to doubt them. Also, to back this claim, just a week ago, Star Wars announced the action figure series for the Jedi Survivor game, and they've released pictures of a B1 battle droid, kind of like painted red and black. They have a new K2, like a K2SO, like a K2 security droid, wielding an electro staff called a KX security droid. So these are all enemies you're going to be fighting in the game. And then they released a photo or picture of Cal Kestis, the main protagonist in the game, BD1, his droid, and he's holding his lightsaber and a blaster. So in the last game, you just had a lightsaber, and now it looks like you have a blaster. And I was kind of wondering how they were going to bring in new forms of combat into this game because In the first one, you kind of throw all the Jedi stuff that you've learned as a Padawan. You kind of keep it away in your mind because it's like linked with trauma. But through the game, you learn how to use your lightsaber again, how to use certain force powers. I thought, how are they going to do that for a second game? But now you have a blaster, so I'm guessing you're going to learn how to use the blaster and the lightsaber, kind of like
Right.
Ezra. So I'm looking forward to that. And these figures are set to come out summer 2023. That's like March, summer. It's kind of like in the same time frame. So it's a pretty good heading for where it's going to go. I believe that it's going to be out March 2023.
We will see. We have well, we'll get to Ahsoka later, but um do we know, and has any news come out about any release dates for that show, or for yeah, for Ahsoka?
I think it's the back end of 2023 because production just started. It usually takes
Oh,
about a
gotcha.
year.
Yeah.
So probably late 2023, early 2024. But another project releasing during that time is Star Wars Acolyte. We've
Oh
gone over the
yeah.
roles for this, but it was just recently revealed that Amandla Steinberg has been cast as the leading role in the series. The series is said to be a mystery thriller that takes place toward the end of the High Republic. Steinberg, the actress who's playing the main role, has played Rue in the Hunger Games and has been in other roles such as The Hate You Give, I think Dear Evan Hansen in The Darkest Minds. She just recently did an interview after the news broke, and she was asked how she prepped for the role, and she replied, "My whole life is Star Wars. I read Star Wars, listen to Star Wars podcasts. My life has been transformed and dedicated to this one universe." So it sounds
I
like she
bet she
listens to
listens
us.
to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hi, if you're listening. Thank you for listening. The series does not have a definite release date. Production begins late 2022 and has a release window of late 2023, early 2024. So it sounds like she's one of us. That's literally me. I read Star Wars. I listen
That's
to Star Wars podcasts. It's us. We'll
she
get her on as a guest.
what is that meme from? We're like, one of us, one of
Oh,
us.
I know
I
what
don't
you're
know.
talking about.
It's just refreshing to like, it's refreshing to get a break from like Harry Styles might be in this, to like
Hmm.
hearing that someone that actually really enjoys Star Wars is going to be acting in it.
Yeah, Harry
So
Styles has already broken into Marvel. We'll see when he breaks into Star Wars. It's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. Some cool news releasing today is the new novel Padawan by Kirsten White. The book follows a young Obi-Wan Kenobi who yearns for action, desperately trying to rebel against his master Qui-Gon Jinn. During a mission, Obi-Wan gets a taste of true freedom in the form of a pack of feral force-wielding teens. That's how the book describes them, as feral force-wielding teens.
feral, are they pigs? What?
We'll see. And Obi-Wan ponders the question, was he even meant to be a Jedi? It seems just like a classic coming of age novel, and I've heard great reviews from people that have read this already because they get like advanced copies, and I've already watched a review on YouTube today. And everyone's saying it's awesome. It is a young adult novel, but the themes kind of they can relate to anyone, no matter how old you are.
Speaking of young adult novels, this is not a Star Wars story, I guess. Did you hear that Disney Plus is coming out with the Aragon series?
Yes, I did. I did. Let's
Are
hope they
you were
do it
you into
right.
Aragon? I forget.
I read the first book. I didn't read anything else. I watched the movie.
Yeah, I remember the movie being kind of not very good, but
Yeah, the movie was terrible.
everything's getting its own TV show now, so
Hmm.
um yeah, so was that all the news, or do we have, it's been a slow few weeks for sure.
Yeah, well, we got one more. It's according to leaks, The Bad Batch season 2 will premiere September 28th, and it will run until January 11th. And if this is true, it's going to run alongside Andor, which premieres October 31st. I looked at the dates on the calendar, and they're both
August
Fridays.
31st.
Yeah, August
Yeah.
31st. What did I say?
You said October, but
Oh my god, my bad.
the Andor, they should give us two the first, like
Yes,
two
that's
episodes the
right.
first night.
Yeah,
So
and
they'll only overlap for a few times probably.
yeah, so it's kind of weird because Andor is going to be 12, Bad Batch is going to be 16 episodes. So for the majority of the series, they are going to be releasing together. But I did see something kind of weird that kind of disrupts this claim just a little bit. September 28th is a Friday. August 31st is also a Friday. I don't see Disney Plus releasing 2 Star Wars shows on the same day. It'd either be, like, on a Wednesday and a Friday. That's how they've done it in the past with Marvel. So I don't know. I don't
Hmm.
know the authenticity of this, but if we get 2 Star Wars projects in one day, I mean, I'm not really gonna be complaining.
I think they'll change it. You know, they've done stuff like this before. You mentioned the
Mhm.
Marvel, because didn't they have Loki and the WandaVision show kind of come out around the same time? There was some overlap
I think
there,
it was
and
Loki and Bad Batch that were Bad Batch was
oh, okay.
Wednesdays and Loki was I don't know. But, yeah, it
they
was the
they'll
same.
they'll mess with it, and we'll have a special Wednesday night, 2 days early thing for an episode of Andor
Mhm.
or something like that. To Bad Batch, they might just release them like four at a time or something, since
Yeah,
they're
possibly.
shorter
Who knows?
episodes and they're animated. So, well,
Who
we never know.
knows? Yeah, but we will only know whenever it premieres. But that's kind of the end of the news. The trailers we're going to be talking about today, Mandalorian season 3 and Ahsoka. So let's just get into it.
We have you 4-1. I like those odds.
All right. So during Star Wars Celebration, people attending the panels saw exclusive trailers for The Mandalorian and Ahsoka that weren't released online. Leaks were floating around for the past couple of weeks and the past couple of months, but finally we have some high quality leaks. I don't know where they've been. I don't know if somebody's been holding on to them or they finally tweaked them enough to kind of see what's going on in the frame. So we're gonna go over these leaks. I know we've said in the past that we're not gonna go over any leaks, but these are just kind of too important to ignore.
Yeah, I was gonna make a joke earlier, and you're like, "We got some trailers to react to." I'm like, "No, we don't. Disney has released nothing." Um, yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of leaks when it comes to like plot stuff.
Hmm.
Like the pre Kenobi plot leaks, I just stayed away from. But trailer leaks from Star Wars Celebration, we're not going to see this Mandalorian trailer until like October. So,
Hmm.
of course, I'm going to watch it. Um, and the Ahsoka one, I was a little less excited for, because the videos were so bad, and it was like a teaser that'll probably, it was like something that they would play during a Super Bowl or something, where they've only shot
Definitely.
20% of the series and they can just put a couple things together. Um, but because they started shooting the first week of May for Ahsoka, and they released that teaser like the last week of May. So,
Hmm.
I'm not sure that they had much going on um yet. So I'm willing to wait on the Ahsoka stuff, but I have seen both of them. I was really excited about Mandalorian, man. I love that show so much.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. I'm in the middle of rewatching the series right now, and it's oh man, the quality. Where was it with Obi-Wan? I say it every week, but where was it?
Where was it with Boba Fett?
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, speaking of Boba Fett, another piece of news that we didn't cover. I don't know if you've heard, but there has been I know I texted you this, but there has been like a rumor that Boba Fett season 2 is a thing. So Disney has
Is or is
a
not?
might be. It might be a thing.
Ah.
Disney has their annual or semi-annual D23 conference in Anaheim,
Uh-huh.
and that's whenever they reveal all the important stuff. Like during Comic Con, we got a lot of Marvel stuff, but at D23, they're probably going to go into a deeper dive. Like I've heard, we might get castings for the Fantastic Four at D23. We might get new trailers for new things. But going back to Star Wars, we've gotten a lot of news at D23, and there's been a flyer. It's in Spanish, but there's been a flyer going around that was quickly taken down, showing what's going to be shown at D23. And it was like a Mandalorian season 1, 2, and a look at season 3, the Bad Batch season 2, and then it said Boba Fett season 1, Boba Fett season 2 coming soon. So maybe it
Hmm.
was just a leak or a mess up by Disney. They don't have a lot of those, but uh, yeah, I mean, it might be in the works. I can see Boba Fett kind of tagging along with the Mandalorian, so we don't have a huge break in between seasons. I can see it kind of as a continuation of the Mandalorian and not kind of Boba doing his own thing. So we'll have to see
Oh,
if it
I'm not sure how I
happens.
feel about that. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know either,
we'll have
but
to
we'll see.
see.
Yeah, if it even does happen. Well, starting with the Mandalorian season 3 trailer, we have pretty grainy and shaky footage, but it's better than the Ahsoka one. There's also a blob of hair in front of the screen for most of the the clip. So Pelimoto is sitting right in front of right in front of the guy recording. It looks like.
Maybe it's just Babu Frick.
Hey. So
The trailer is ready.
the trailer is ready. I'm not doing that again. That was embarrassing. All right, so the trailer
Um,
opens with what's up?
no, just go ahead.
Okay, yeah. All right,
I don't know
ignoring
why.
that.
Stupid puppet puts me in stitches every time it's mentioned.
It's because it's practical. We don't get a lot of
It's the dumbest,
practical
it's the
effects.
dumbest movie we've ever seen together.
Oh well, let's just start.
We're
Let's
talking
go to
about
the
Rise of
Mandalorian
Skywalker, by the
before
way.
we talk. No, we're talking about the
Yes.
Babu Frick origin story that we both saw together.
Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker. Well, enough stalling. Let's get into this trailer breakdown. So we start off with Mandalorian and Grogu walking through this like weird space with rocks jutting out. This could be Mandalore after the what do they call it? The Night of a
The Night
Thousand
of a Thousand
Tears.
Tears.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It could be just the battle worn ground or whatever. Then we hear the armorer tell Din that he's no longer Mandalorian and redemption is no longer possible due to the destruction of
It's
Mandalore.
one of her
So,
favorite lines.
yeah, she repeats it every season, and we finally get
Have you removed your helmet?
we finally get a word from Grogu. He says, "Yep." So he's learning.
Oh, I
He's
missed that.
learning. Our boy's growing. Yeah. So then a little bit further on in the trailer, Din and Grogu meet with Bo-Katan in the throne room, and this isn't on um, Mandalore, of course, because that throne room is probably destroyed. So it's not
You
Sundari.
think.
Yeah, you think. You don't know. But it's just a different throne room, and where could this be? Do you have any guesses on where this could be? Maybe a little covert.
Yeah, maybe like Conquer Dawn if that's still
Ooh.
intact. I know that part of the planet is like blown up and unlivable, but um, I don't know. I assumed it was on Mandalore, and I'm stupid because I literally wrote in my notes, that jumping to the end of the trailer that you see
Mm-hmm.
probably
Sundari.
Sundari.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously the city's destroyed. But I don't know why I still thought it was on Mandalore, but I guess not. It could be like Coruscant. It could be,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was very white and clean, but it could be just some random outpost throne room that she's built for herself. Wherever her and her what's her like little sect called? The female warriors. What are they called?
Oh God, what was it?
The watch, not the watch.
Death Watch?
It's different.
No, Death
Um,
Watch was under Previously. I don't know. It's just Bo-Katan's clan. That's what I think of.
oh, the Night Owls.
Oh, Night Owls. Oh yeah. Yeah, it could be. I like your idea. It being on a Concord Dawn. I think
Yeah,
that'd be
we
cool.
could see that. Concordia, is that a moon?
Yeah,
That's
it's one of the
another.
moons. Yeah,
Yeah, one of those. It could be one of those moons, or Disney could just do what they've been doing and just invent a planet and be like, it's here now, and all of
it's
us are
gonna
like,
be
okay,
on a desert planet. How much you want to
yeah,
bet?
with a gifted child somewhere out in the Dune Sea.
Yeah,
Um,
Grogu.
yeah.
All right, well, let's move on. Then we get my second favorite shot of the trailer. It's a bunch of Kowakian monkey lizards in a tree. It looks like it's on Navarro, but I don't know. It just reminds me of Salacious B. Crumb, that little Jabba's pet. Our Jabba's little.
That
Yeah.
thing was gross. And the only reason we think it might be on Navarro is because we see Grief Karga
Mm-hmm.
soon
With a
after
similar
this.
setting. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got some new clothes.
Yeah, he does. But before we
He
get
looks
into
great.
that, yeah, before we get into that, I want to say my favorite Salacious B. Crumb moment um, is not in the movie. It's in a Vader comic. Vader meets with Jabba, and they get on a sand barge, and they go hunt banthas. And Salacious like screams, and Vader tells Jabba if he does that again, he will kill him. And it's so funny. He's like, if he
His
screams
little
again,
like
I will
laugh
end it.
thing.
Yeah, like that's not it. But yeah, it's like Vader's like in a monotone voice, I'm assuming. Just like, if he does that again, I'm gonna kill him. Yeah, I completely agree with Vader's sentiment there. But as you were saying, Grief Karga in these royal red robes meets
He looks
with
great.
Din, and then Din is looking at a statue of IG-11, which was we saw it last season, right? Whenever he went on Navarro, or is this new? I
I
don't
don't
remember.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, he's looking at a statue of IG-11.
Yeah, and we see kind of a flash through. I think Grief has made himself very rich off the
Mm,
clout that he gained from what happened in the first couple seasons.
mm-hmm.
He's known as like the friend of Din Djarin and the friend
Yeah.
of I don't know. He's probably walking around claiming that he knows Luke Skywalker or something, and he's made himself rich. So I'm interested to see how he plays into the show. I could see it being like a one
Sure.
little episode, or like he's like a side mission episode like they do every season.
Yeah.
Uh,
We got to get the
so,
frog
but
lady
we
off Navarro.
yeah, oh my gosh. We do see some key rebellion figures or figures of the rebellion, or at
Mm-hmm.
least they look familiar to me. I see a lot of people in uniforms I don't really recognize, but they look kind of like the Rebel Alliance.
Which one? With the shot of Carson Teva?
Before we see Dr. Pershing, we see like just a bunch of like
Oh,
shots
yes.
of
Yeah. So
of middle-aged people in cool clothes that I don't
yeah,
really
so
recognize.
those are New Republic officers. They have like the New Republic insignia on their badges. One of those guys, the first person we see, he's a famous actor. I cannot for the life of me remember what he's been in. Before the podcast, I was like searching up what
He
he's
must
been in,
not be
but
that famous.
yeah. he was in he was in the freaking bench warmers.
Oh gosh, that's a low bar for
It
fame.
is. He was
Uh,
in the Benchwarmers. He was one of like the one of those bad coaches that kind of try to gang up on the Benchwarmers and revealed, I'm not going to say the plot of the Benchwarmers on a Star Wars podcast. Um but yeah, he was in the Benchwarmers. God, I don't know how that just popped into my head right now. And then we see Carson Teva, who was in the uh last season of The Mandalorian. In the first season, he was one of the X-Wing pilots. And then a Rodian. I don't know who the
yes,
Rodian is,
yeah.
but it's certainly not Greedo.
Well, anytime we see a Rodian, everyone's like, "Ooh, Greedo," and it's like, no, Greedo's been dead for like 20 years.
Yeah, it's very
Or
speciesist of him.
Kitster, I guess. I don't know. Not
Kidster?
Kitster. What?
Say, did he change
Not
races?
Kitster.
Species, I
Kitster's
mean.
Kitster's
Mhm.
friend, the Rodian that we think might be
Yeah.
Greedo, but we don't really know. Those are the only two Rodians that are like notable
Yeah,
to
that's true.
us. So,
Yeah.
um, and not unless you read the books. There's some notable Rodians in the
Oh
books.
yeah, definitely.
I wanted to focus on Dr. Pershing because we see him kind
Oh,
of
me
like
too.
trying to blend in, like that casual walk with your head down in a place full of
Mm-hmm.
your enemies kind of thing.
Yeah, but you have to
And
see
I
that
just
he's not handcuffed or anything. He looks like he's being escorted.
yeah, and he's not wearing his old cloning like
Mm-hmm.
uniform thing that he was wearing in season 1. So I wonder if now that Moff Gideon is dead or otherwise, I wonder if
Yeah.
he's kind of on his own trying to find work, or is the Emperor still like trying to send him on missions, or what?
Yeah.
Well,
Possibly.
not
Yeah.
the Emperor,
Who knows?
but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
He's working for Palpatine secretly or whatever was happening.
definitely. Well, I mean, I could see because we see earlier in the trailer he's with like an interrogation droid at the New Republic. I can see a situation of like a subplot where possibly Moff Gideon escapes and they capture Dr. Pershing and find the whereabouts of Moff Gideon. Who knows? But he looks like he's either willingly giving information to the New Republic or he's been captured by the New Republic. But he doesn't seem too sad about it. He seems relieved
Yeah, I
almost.
don't know. He's a really strange character. We'll have to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, we're gonna get into more cloning with him. But I see what you did. I know you're not sneaky, Ethan. I know you purposely skipped over Pelimoto in this trailer because you dislike that character.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. I think she's overhyped.
Well, I think it
I'd
is
rather watch
important.
Babu Frick drink a
Hey,
smoothie for 30 minutes than listen to Pelimoto
wouldn't we all though?
talk.
Wouldn't we all? How would he
Um,
like get the straw? Who knows?
I
But
I don't know. I don't know.
he climb up the smoothie cup.
Um,
This is very important to talk about because it confirms that we're going back to Tatooine. So maybe Boba
great.
Fett, maybe an inclusion of him. But we see Polymoto, and we also see a Rodian. It's a blue Rodian in these like pretty grand robes. So who knows what this is about? Maybe she's like, or the Rodian is like royalty or something, and they want to fix up these starships. Who knows? Who knows? But good thing is
Maybe it's
Polymoto's
a
back.
flashback to Padme's senator mentor that gets poisoned in Clone Wars. What's his
Imagine.
name?
Um,
What is his name? They,
Lord, don't give me. Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't
have
remember.
help
That was a
here.
weird arc.
Yeah, that was. I have no help
I've
here.
been watching through kind of obscure like Clone Wars season 2 arcs lately.
Like R2
Um,
come home, like those cool droid arcs.
anyways, we see in the trailer new looks like these like Mandalorians or at least warriors with Beskar that are wearing like
Mm,
yellow helmets. They're painted differently. Um, and I kind of want to get into the idea of like there being like a civil war or like a conflict between. Obviously, there's like the Night Owls, the
possibly.
remnants of the Way, the Death, whatever's left of Death Watch, all these little sects of Mandalorians
Hmm.
that think about things way differently. And it looked like there was at least like 20 warriors
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this trailer. So
I didn't think about a civil war, but it makes perfect sense because we have Bo-Katan and Din, who is the Mandalore now, and
yeah,
Bo-Katan wants
yeah.
to be the Mandalore.
Din is the rightful ruler. He has the dark saber. He won it in combat. But
Hmm.
Bo-Katan is probably hated by a good many people that survived the purge,
Oh yeah.
if
Oh
there are
yeah.
that many, because everyone sees it as her fault, or the armorer at least, thinks that it was her fault. Um, she was in charge when all that happened. So it's kind of it. I don't think she has very good standing, is what I'm trying to say,
No,
and
but she
it'll be
probably does
interesting to
have
see
some
how she.
followers. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, she
willing to
does.
do whatever.
She's got cool painted designs on her helmet.
Yeah,
Anyone would
we
follow
still
her.
have Clan Ren, Sabine's family. They were
Yes, yeah,
backing
and we don't
Bo-Katan before everything happened, so they might be in the series.
know how much like Ursa and Sabine are going to be around in this
Hmm.
show. I assume we know for sure they're going to be around in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
But Filoni's talked about Ahsoka, Mandalorian, Boba Fett all intertwining at some point.
Hmm.
So I don't know. This could be the start.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see. It looks like they're on Navarro though with Grief, and they're confronting a gang. So who knows? The gang might be like causing trouble to Navarro or something. You're trying to start the Bounty Guild up again, and Grief
Yeah,
has
it looks like
Mandalorians.
Is it Paz Vizsla, the guy that Mando fought in
Oh yeah,
Boba Fett?
Paz. Yeah,
And
with
him
his
and it looks
big
like him and
gun.
the armor are hanging out because we see the
Yeah,
armor
true.
take out one of the little squid pirates from season
Quarren.
2.
Yeah, with her
Yeah,
hammer.
and whatever world
Sick.
they're on, I don't really remember. That it could be kind of
Who
like a
knows?
chase thing. Like I could definitely see the series kind of being like Dan goes to Mandalore to quote like repent for his sins or whatever he says at the
Yeah,
beginning.
his transgressions. Yeah,
Yeah, but he realizes that he needs to lead Mandalore. Like somebody at in Mandalore is telling him, "Hey, like come lead us." Um,
yeah,
and so when he tries to do that, the the armorer and Paz Vizsla like come after him, and I could see that, and that would be really really cool.
yeah. And to
Um,
back your claim, we do see a shot of Din with a group of Mandalorians, like he's walking through them. So it could be like supporters of Din, then you have supporters of Bo-Katan, and then you have the armor and Paz as their own little sect of Mandalorians. Who knows? Who knows? I just have a feeling we're going to see a lot of Mandalorians in this season.
yep, it's finally, after we
Yeah.
but Bo-Katan has that line that did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian to Grogu, which I thought was
Mhm. I like
unnecessarily
that she
snappy.
calls.
He
Yeah.
doesn't deserve that.
Yeah, yeah, he's just a little baby. But I like how she says his dad. So kind of Din is his father. I like how everybody kind of just accepts it now, or goes by that.
That would be the perfect time for Grogu to go, "Yup."
Yup. Yeah, he's yeah, really cute. He's growing. He's growing. Speaking of Grogu, we see the armor or someone makes a really small Mandalorian helmet, maybe for Grogu. I can see that happening. I can see Grogu wearing that Beskar chainmail and that little Mandalorian helmet.
Oh, I forgot about the mithril stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the myth. You call it the mithril. That's funny, but yeah, I can see that happening. So not to go too far into the Ahsoka trailer, but there is a shot in the Ahsoka trailer that has me really like confident in the future of Star Wars, and I have a confident.
Well,
I'm very confident in seeing where it's gonna go. But going back to this,
yeah, hold
yeah,
on
I'm
on
gonna yeah that link
the did you see the Pedro Pascal interview kind of thing that's going around today? Um
today. No.
yeah, he did at least I saw the article today. It was posted today. I don't know if it says for Total Film, which is where that the same magazine that's carrying that still of Andor,
Hmm.
Cassian Andor at the bar. They're running a story of Pedro Pascal about um, the Mandalorian, and they asked him, whatever general questions about season three, and he said,
Hmm.
well, they were like, is he going to be a leader? Like, is he? I think they were trying to get at like, is he going to lead Mandalore? And Pedro Pascal said, if he is stepping into a leadership position, he's reluctant to do so. I don't think that there's anything more interesting than a character being forced into discovering what they're capable of and who they are.
True.
So we could see some, uh, I don't know, I some leadership from Mando that he has hitherto not shown. He seems like a pretty
Hmm.
individualistic guy.
Yeah. Well,
So,
the best
but
leaders are the ones who don't want to lead.
exactly, that's it. Made me think of the Dumbledore quote in Deathly Hallows. And
Hmm.
he tells Harry, "Perhaps those who are best suited to power are those who never sought it.
Exactly.
Those who have leadership thrust upon them and take up the mantle because they must."
Yeah, not Bo-Katan.
I Not Bo-Katan, who is constantly looking for ways to lead, and
The
he's like, "Me,
opposite.
me, me." Yeah.
Oh god, she's so self-centered.
So,
But yeah,
um,
after the little helmet, we see a dropship of Mandalorians, kind of backing your claim of a Mandalorian civil war. Like what civil war are they on now? Like 1102 or something? They probably have a civil war every few years.
dude, I know it's pretty crazy. I was going through the what do you call it, the Wikipedia page of just Mandalore. I'm taking summer classes right now, and instead of studying, I was like going through these Star Wars Wikipedia stuff, and I was reading the Mandalore page, and literally there was like 15 different sections of uh, like sieges and wars and death and destruction. It was tough.
It was tough. Well, do you want to talk about your favorite shot of the trailer? I have a feeling I know what it is.
Tell me, what is it?
No, you know it. You know it.
Oh, is
You
it
know
Babu
exactly what it
Frick?
is. It is Babu Frick. The Babus and the Fricks. I don't know what the species is called, but we get a shot of Babu Frick or just one of the species. Kind of like a little workshop of them. Let me see. Let me see. Let me find the image. Yeah, there's a lot of them. A lot of those little guys. So they're in like it could be like in a New Republic workshop where they're working on engines and new things for everyone because they have a little different style. One of them has a little goatee, another one has like a wispy beard. It's
Oh,
pretty cool.
Babu Beard.
A Babu
My
beard.
my favorite shot actually in this trailer is a couple shots later with the obligatory Top Gun shot of Grogu and Din in one starfighter, like
The one where he's
just like
sleeping,
the
or
no, when they're
it
like
could be.
spinning in the
Oh, and then
ship.
he falls and he pushes him back up. Yeah.
There's just like a lot of those shots of them co-piloting the starfighter, and it's really funny.
Mhm.
Um,
It's interesting. In the next shot, Grogu is looking out the window of the N1 starfighter, and he's watching fireworks. What the fireworks could be, I don't know. Who knows? But he's watching fireworks. It maybe like a victory for the Mandalorians, or it could be that they saved Navarro once again, and that everyone's celebrating while they leave. But I just thought it was weird because the
Probably
last
just
time we
another Civil
saw,
War.
yeah, probably the last time we saw fireworks was the not it wasn't the Rise of Skywalker, unfortunately, but it was also in the ending of Return of the Jedi, the special edition, where everyone's celebrating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they throw that poor stormtrooper off that ledge in Coruscant. Like, that's terrible. Like, that man, of course, but he was probably just a teen trying to get away from home. And then he gets stationed on Coruscant, and the Death Star blows up. The next thing you know, he gets thrown off a platform into like this never-ending city. Who knows, man? I feel sorry for that guy. I always feel sorry for that guy every time I watch that. But moving on, a very interesting shot. I don't know how much you know about this, but it looks to be an Imperial Star Destroyer either being worked on or destroyed. I have a theory on what this is. Have you heard of Project Starhawk? Has it come across any of
Um,
your Wikipedia
no, I'm not. It
searchings?
reminded me of it reminded me of the ships we see in Jakku in Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
That was my only thing that I thought of.
Yeah. Well, the reason I thought it was Project Starhawk is because it's this Imperial cruiser is like in the background you see a whole city. I don't think if it was like the Emperor's big fleet, it would be in a city. It'd be on Exegol, of course. So it looks like it's being taken apart or refitted. Project Starhawk was actually a secret project from the New Republic. They dismantled old Star Destroyers and refitted them to make their own destroyers. That's kind of how they built their fleet up. They took the Imperial Star Destroyers and made them into their own. They look completely different, by the
Hmm.
way, but it's just like parts of them being thrown together. We see this in the game Star Wars Squadrons, and Harris Andula, I think, is running the project. So they're transforming everything. Another thing that backed this claim is later in the trailer we see like a fight on an asteroid, and it looks like it could be a shipping yard on the asteroid. So it could be that. I think the city in the background is Corellia, but it could be just any city in Star Wars. Like you said earlier, it could be just a new city that Disney decides to make.
Yeah, they'll just throw something and then a random name generator and just come up with like something that
You're
ends
right.
with an A and sounds mysterious, and that'll be the Star Wars planet.
You are right. Before we close this trailer, we see Din flying with an R5 droid. So what happened to Grogu? Did he get kidnapped again, or is this droid just another companion that Din decides to take under his wing? Who knows? Maybe this is R5. Oh my gosh. Maybe this is the R5 droid that busted a circuit that Owen bought at the beginning of A New Hope. And then it went to Pelimoto, and then he picks up the droid. What an adventure this guy is on.
That would be fan
Yeah.
service to like 6 people, but it would
And we're two of them.
that's something that Favreau and Filoni would do.
It would be. Yeah, I think now, yeah, I don't care. That's canon. That's R5. That is R5 from A New Hope. Then we close on a shot of maybe Sundari, or it could be just another city, but it is on Mandalore, and it is completely destroyed from the Night of 1,000 Tears.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's like it kind of reminded me of like one of those Vietnam movies, like Rambo or something, where they're like flying
Mm-hmm.
over the war zone in the helicopters, and like
Yeah.
Fortunate Son or some Leonard Skinner song is playing, uh, and they're flying over, and we just see the busted remnants of Sundari or whatever dome city, because there were multiple dome cities.
Yeah.
This is kind of like a desert. Some parts of the planet are like unlivable.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Um,
I don't it, but it'll be really impactful when they do fly over, because the
oh,
Night of a Thousand
definitely.
Tears montage in Boba Fett was incredible.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that I wanted to point out is the ship that's flying over. It kind of looks like a Jedi starfighter, the way the wings are kind of shown out in front, but it's probably a Mandalorian ship. But who knows? We won't know until we see it.
Yeah. Last thing on that trailer, we know that they wrapped filming for Mandalorian season 3 in March.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they're in post production now. But release date February 2023 is kind of what everyone's saying. I'm not sure if that's been officially put out there yet, but
Mm-hmm.
um, that means we probably won't get this trailer officially until like October,
Probably
and we probably
October.
won't get
Yeah.
this one. They'll probably change it.
Oh yeah, it'll be completely new. This is just footage that they've shown at celebrations to hype people up that were there. It's gonna be probably a whole new trailer. And to back that up, they use copyrighted music for the trailer. It's not even they didn't even make the music. It's just trailer music they got from YouTube. So it's something they threw together for celebration.
Yeah, it's like all these Lord of the Rings trailers that they keep going out with that are like 30 seconds longer than the last one. They're just throwing stuff together.
Yeah, I agree.
But
Let's jump into Ahsoka. For this, you're kind of in the dark because the quality of the footage that you saw. But I saw some really high quality footage, and I made notes of every single scene that's shown throughout. It's like a 30-second long trailer. It's a sneak peek, but I think it's very important. I caught some things that are really cool. So the beginning of the trailer shows Ahsoka walking through a doorway into the cockpit of a ship. I think that this is the Ghost from Rebels. It kind of looks like it. That, or it can be the what is it? The T6 shuttle from the end of Rebels. You've seen the end of Rebels, right? Have you seen it by now?
I
Have you seen that scene?
no, I've not. That's on the docket for sure, because my next few weeks are wide open. So
Cool, cool.
that's on the docket. I think we'll see the Ghost at some point. If we don't, I'm gonna be really
Mm-hmm.
disappointed, because Sabine and
Yeah, I
Hera
will be too.
and Ahsoka are gonna be in the show, so
Mm-hmm.
we better see the Ghost.
It's been rumored that this show is going to be all about the hunt for Ezra, and the final shot of this trailer kind of confirms that. Also, they casted
Yeah,
Grand
really.
Admiral Thrawn, so
Did
and
they though?
they did, they did.
I have a theory about this.
Okay.
They haven't released it. They haven't said. They said Ray Stevenson is playing, quote, an imposing admiral. Now, you might be like, okay, well, what other imposing admiral is there?
Mm-hmm.
My thing is that this is the guy that voiced um, Gar Saxon in in um, in Rebels. So
Mm-hmm.
we know Gar Saxon's dead,
Yeah.
but I think Sabine or Ursa Ren killed him. Um, but what I was thinking, because of my kind of harebrained, not really harebrained idea, it's Filoni has literally said that he wants to tie all these shows together. What if we have a live action flashback to the Siege of Mandalore, and it's
Okay.
like Gar Saxon, and I mean, I don't expect Maul to be there, but if Maul was there, I would pee my pants. And Ahsoka, and like Ahsoka's having this like crazy flashback about like kind of like a trauma thing, like Obi-Wan did.
I could see it.
Um, and that's where we see Ray Stevenson. That would be my only counterpoint to him being Grand Admiral
Maybe.
Thrawn, but
Maybe.
I want Thrawn in the show. I don't know if he I would be disappointed if he wasn't.
Mm-hmm. I know you haven't seen the End of Rebels, but do you know what happens at the End of Rebels? Or do you want me to? Because I don't want to say
Yes.
it. If okay, okay,
No, I
I'm good
do,
to
and
say it.
I've heard Thrawn is incredible. So
Yeah. So at the ending of Rebels, Thrawn and Ezra go out into space. You know, they're gone. They're missing. And they at the very end of Rebels, Ahsoka. This is after the Battle of Endor. Ahsoka and Sabine set out to find him. Uh, so this, I believe, this is where it's going to pick up. And if they're looking for Ezra, they're going to run into Thrawn. Kind of like how she was looking for Thrawn in The Mandalorian season 2 when she went up against the Magistrate, that woman with the Beskar spear.
yeah, she's they said something about Thrawn and everyone lost their minds.
Yeah. Now, if
Um,
we'll see him, I don't know. Maybe a little glimpse of him, like a Thanos thing. You know, they might have him in an after credit scene. But who knows? Who knows? I hope we see Ezra. I really hope we see Ezra some time in this series. Maybe season 2, maybe into season 1. The next
yeah,
shot,
I think
though.
that's going to be a cliffhanger
Oh
for
yeah.
a season 2 of
Oh
Ahsoka
yeah.
for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, the next shot has Ahsoka walking through this ruined temple. Nothing much to say there. She's probably just looking through Jedi temples or destructive thing. Who knows? She's just walking through it, touches some artifacts, some stones. The next shot, though, is what's so important. It shows some officer. Then it shows a live action Hera Syndulla and Ahsoka. And it looks like they're meeting on the bridge of a starship. It looks Imperial to me, the way the windows are kind of triangulated and curved. But we get a live action Hera, which backs up my claim of that first scene possibly being on the Ghost. So, and then the next scene that we get is an interior, which I think is the Ghost as well. If you look at the Ghost in Rebels, it has a central ladder running through it, and this shot has a ladder running up through it, and it looks like a spaceship. It
Hmm.
could be the Ghost. The next scene, we see a hand looking like they're trying to use the Force to will like a coffee mug over to them. I think this is Sabine, just because the fingernails are painted, and also this table looks like the table from the Ghost. So, like you said earlier, they just started production, so this is probably all from like the same scene of the first episode. That's why we're
Yeah,
seeing so
yeah.
many
It's usually
of
how
this,
these
yeah,
things
of the same scenes.
happen. The first Kenobi trailer, we're all freaking out, and then we watch the show, and we're like, it was all in the first episode.
Yeah, like what now? So this could be Sabine trying to use the Force, or who knows what she's trying to do. But I have a theory it's Sabine. Next shot, we get Ahsoka's hand. She's running through, or more than I look at it now, this could be Sabine's hand. The hand doesn't look orange; it looks like pale. But who knows? Next shot, probably the most important shot. I alluded to it when we were talking about the Mandalorian trailer, but it's a Mark IV architect droid. I think this is Professor Hu Yang or Hu Yang from the Clone Wars. You know the droid that helps the younglings go and get their kyber crystals. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. So he was actually just mentioned in Star Wars Brotherhood, that novel. There's a group of Padawans going to get their kyber crystals, and they mention how uh, Hu Yang showed up one day in a blue box at the temple, and nobody knows how old he is or where he came from. It's kind of like it's nodding toward the voice actor David Tennant, who plays Doctor Who shows up and places in
Yeah,
a blue
that's so
box.
cool.
Yeah, so maybe David Tennant
Huh.
will be in this show, but I was saying it's important because he has every single lightsaber and kyber crystal like stored in his mind. He's like Ollivander. He has all the memories of every single lightsaber he's helped build in
Speaking
his
of
mind.
wands,
Yeah,
David Tennant
he did.
played our favorite Barty Crouch
Barty Crouch.
Jr.
What a scene that was, man. And then he gets all
That was
suspicious and tries
so.
running away.
He licks his lips like 40 times.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
Anyways, yeah.
I was saying
So I
that what's
I
up?
didn't see the high quality video that you did. So this is all news to me. I didn't know
Yeah.
that Hera was actually
Oh,
in
you
the
didn't know
clip.
Hera? No, it looks
No, I
really good. Yeah.
the link Hunter sent me for those listening. I clicked on it and Disney had already taken it down off YouTube. So he must have gotten it in the wee hours of the morning when someone posted it before it got copyrighted.
I gave you a poo-poo link.
So I haven't seen most of the stuff he's talking about.
I'll definitely send it over, this one. Um, but yeah, at the end of Rebels, it's revealed, spoiler alert, that Hera had a son with Kanan. His name is Jason, and he has green hair. I don't know why I pointed the green hair out. It's just something that I think is important because that's pretty cool. Um, and he, at this time, he's probably around 10 years old. That sets up a lot of things. First off, you get Professor Hu Yang, who is known to help younglings get their lightsabers. And I think the kid of Kanan will be very force sensitive. So in this show, we might get Professor Hu Yang getting Jason his lightsaber. But also, we have Star Wars Skeleton Crew, which is confirmed to have. They're looking for castings for the main cast for 10, 11, and 12-year-olds. Now, I think that in this show, we will see Jason, but we won't see a whole lot of Jason. And then he's going to go off in a solo adventure in Skeleton Crew.
Probably
I
with Broom Boy.
Oh my god, imagine. No, it's too far
I
ahead.
knew that would put some lead in your pencil.
Oh god, imagine. Yeah, I just think Jason Sandula, it's weird how they said it in Rebels. He was in one scene and we didn't hear anything about him. So I think that maybe Professor Hu Yang, if they're gonna combine everything into one universe, like Filoni said they were doing, after Ahsoka, he might tag along with Jason, or he'll get Grogu a lightsaber crystal. Who knows? Who knows? I just see Grogu as being the next Mandalore and getting the ruler of Mandalore and having his own lightsaber. I just see it that way. But yeah, I think the inclusion
Dude.
of Professor Hu Yang is very
Dude, if Hu
important.
Yang gets Grogu a lightsaber,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
But one thing that does kind of put dirt on that theory is that what was the planet called that has all the kyber crystals? I completely forgot. Ilum. Ilum. We do know from canon that Ilum is turned into Starkiller Base. It's mined out. The center is
That's
mined
right.
out and is turned into Starkiller. We see that in Jedi Fallen Order. So there's going to be an Imperial occupation on Ilum. So they might have to go somewhere else, or they might go to Ilum and they might see that it's
Sneak
in.
around everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
who knows? I just think that the inclusion of Professor Hu Yang is very important, and they showed it for a reason. That's probably the biggest part of the trailer for me. The next shot is Ahsoka taking off her hood, and we just see her. In the final shot of the trailer, we get the mural from the end of Rebels. It has Zeb, Sabine, Kanan, Hera, Ezra, everyone, and it's turned into live action because as we pan out, we see the back of Sabine, live action Sabine. She has dyed hair. She has her armor on that she wore at the ending of Rebels, and her hair's cut like it was at the end of Rebels. So we might pick up this show right at the end of where Rebels ended. We'll have to see about that. But yeah, that was the Ahsoka trailer. Into my little theory, my mad theory corner.
Yeah, we're excited. We could have gone on forever about Ilum and what, maybe
I stopped
we'll get to
myself.
see like the evolution. We'll get to see the evolution of um of the, oh gosh, what's that called? The first, what is this?
First
Just shows
Order,
you how bad the sequels are. I can't even remember what the freaking new empire is called.
the First Order.
Um, yes. Oh my gosh. Um, yeah, so we could see like the development of that, go on as at the end of these series,
hmm
and just kind of make the sequels a little bit more interesting by building up their spine. And that could be like they have to sneak around Ilum while these like first order is like just beginning. I don't know, it could be really interesting, but we're probably wrong.
Yeah, most
They'll
likely.
it'll probably be something way more grounded. But the only note that I had on the Ahsoka show, we know that Hera and Sabine are obviously in it. Chopper, I think,
Yeah,
is going to be in the show.
yeah.
I'm excited to see a live action Chopper.
Voiced by Dave Filoni.
And yeah, yeah, two things that excited me. The music, I don't know if that was another case of copyrighted music,
hmm
but it was great. Um, and then the other thing is, Filoni said that it's not an episode by episode thing like Boba Fett.
hmm
It's more of a serialized story like Mandalorian or Rebels. So we're gonna get a more like well written, well rounded
hmm
show, which
And
is,
it's
I think,
helmed
what we're
by.
going. We're all very excited for
It's
it.
also helmed by Filoni. Yeah, Filoni's directing it, correct? Or is someone else directing it?
I think I would assume so. Ahsoka's kind of his baby,
Yeah,
So
yeah. We got a lot of
he's written
Ahsoka content.
a lot of her character.
Yeah, we get Tales of the Jedi.
Well, last
It coming soon.
That's
And we saw
right.
in the trailer
Oh,
for
I'm so
Tales of the
excited for
Jedi,
that.
leaked by the way, her fighting probably an Inquisitor, and that's how she gets her purified lightsaber crystals. So who knows? This is it's
Um,
exciting.
one last thing. I think this is Filoni paying. This is not important news, but I just thought it was interesting. So that, how they all have like show names. Like I think Mandalorian season 2 is called Buccaneer or
hmm
something. Maybe that's
Yeah,
season 3. Like they all have, Disney has these code
yeah.
names. The one for the Ahsoka show is Stormcrow, which was familiar to me when I heard it. I was like, "Where's that from?" And I thought it was like, like Long Claw, like one of the names of the swords in Game of
Yeah.
Thrones. So I googled it, and then it hit me. It's one of the nicknames that Gandalf gets, when he's trying to tell Theoden in Two Towers to grow a pair and help
Oh
Gondor.
yeah.
Theoden calls him Gandalf Stormcrow because Stormcrow is like a bird that brings bad news.
hmm
So he's like, "You're always bringing bad news." So I don't know if that's like indicative of the series at all. I have no idea what those names mean, or if
You
it's
say
just like,
that, and literally at the end of Rebels, Ahsoka is dressed all in white, and she's dubbed um, um, Ahsoka the White. Yeah, people have
well, there
dubbed.
you
Yeah,
go.
there you go. There's your connection. That was good. Good job on that. Without even seeing the ending. Wow, good job.
I just I think it was safe to say that Filoni's super into Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and Ethan is very into Lord of the Rings. I'm kind of like a casual fan where like if you mention something, I'll know it. But if you get into like the details and the history, I'm kind of lost there. Um, yeah, Rings of Power looks pretty cool,
Yeah, stay
but
tuned. Stay tuned for a Rings of Power spinoff.
yeah, yeah, Rings of Power looks pretty cool, but I don't know everything that's happening in the trailer, opposed to Ethan probably knowing.
Dude, me neither.
Oh, you don't?
I've read the Silmarillion and I don't know what's going on. No.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I haven't even tried to read that. I'm too scared to.
you could probably find a YouTube recap or something.
Yeah.
It took me like a month to
Oh, I
read.
bet. Speaking of taking a month to read,
But
man, I just stopped reading all my Star Wars books right now. I need to pick it up. I need to pick it up. I need to finish it. Unfortunately.
yeah, I've got a gap here. My summer classes are kind of intense right now, but pretty much from they're getting better. Like after this week, they'll be a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
So from the end of this week until like mid to late August, I've just kind of got not a lot on my plate.
Good.
So I'm probably going to be grinding out books
Nice.
for some stuff I've got going on in the fall, but also for Star Wars. Like I'm probably read Brotherhood here pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one. I just finished it.
Maybe Padawan. I don't know. It seems like
Yeah.
a skewed towards a younger
It's probably
audience,
something
so I
that
don't
you
know
can
if
get a
I'll want to read
review
that
on
one.
or get a recap on, and you're not going to miss much.
Yeah.
Just you're just going to be missing a little bit of Qui-Gon content. I heard that Dexter Jester's in it.
Oh, your favorite?
Yeah. Well, what do you know?
Yeah.
We might also get Satine in this book. Maybe
Oh
they're like,
gosh, I don't have the emotional space
I don't either.
to reckon with Satine Obi-Wan content.
I don't
I can't
either.
I could barely watch those Clone Wars episodes.
Yeah, it's so sad. It's wasted that they didn't say anything about Satine in the Obi-Wan show. But we know we're not going to talk about
Yeah.
that.
There's still hope.
There's still
There's
hope.
still hope.
There's still
But,
hope.
well, for now, we could probably wrap it up here.
Yeah.
We've we'll scavenge around for some content here in the coming next couple weeks, and maybe do a Brotherhood review at some point, and yeah, or just maybe Bad Batch season 1 kind of recap thing. So prime ourselves for Bad Batch season
Mm-hmm.
2. I don't know.
And you haven't seen it,
We definitely
have you?
Yeah, I know. I
That
gotta watch
would
it.
be fun if we went.
And
What's up?
we gotta dive into Andor.
Oh, we do. We do.
We gotta
Hopefully, in
dive
this
into
next
Andor
week, we
too.
get some huge Andor news. But what we could do is you could watch season 1 and then we can talk about each episode and break it down. I would look forward. I would love to do that.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, fill in some empty space.
Well, yeah, the dog days of summer, boys and girls.
Exactly, we're in it.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Kessel Rundown. I don't know why I say I've been. You started that. I'm Ethan,
And have and always will be Hunter.
and we'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, may the force be with you.